Hi, and welcome to my tutorial on how to do gravity in Scratch. The first thing we'll want to do is name our project. The second thing we'll want to do is create a background. A background can be used for the platform. Say we want to make a platforming game. We need to have gravity for that, so the cat can jump on the platforms and fall. To do this, we want to go to the stage. The stage button is right there. All you have to do is to click on the stage. Now, we want to go into the Backdrops tab. Over here in this section, the Backdrops button lets you automatically change your backdrop. You can paint it or import a new one of your own. Now that we're on the backdrops, we can start drawing our platforming. We are provided with several tools. One very useful are these. These allow us to draw shapes, lines, shapes, text, fill bucket, erase, select, and stamp. Down here, we select the thickness, and over here, we select the color. The actual drawing goes on over here in this section. You'll notice that we have several different colors that we can use. For now, we're going to use our color black, which is located right over here. We can use black because it will stand out really easily. If you do not know where the black is, it is right over here. It looks slightly green because of my highlighting. We're going to use our line tool to do this. We'll create several lines. So the cat can walk around. This will be our platforms for now. We can save the project in case anything goes wrong. Right now, we're going to shrink the cat because it looks a little big. To shrink the cat, all we have to do is click the little shrink button, which is conveniently located right over here. This button over here would make the size bigger, but we don't want that. We just click it, and now over here, click on the cat, and click it until we think he's shrinking enough. Now you'll notice that the cat is a little bit smaller than how the cat started. Now the cat fits on a platform. Now we can start with the actual programming. We're going to want the program to start when the green flag is clicked. We're going to do when our green flag is clicked, which is located in the Events section. To get to the different tabs, you want to go right over here. These select our different categories. Our different categories include motion, looks, sound, pen, data, the events, which we're currently in, controls, sensing, operators, and more blocks. We're not going to go through these in detail. When our green flag is clicked, we're going to say show. We are also going to set our size to 65%, which is what we are currently at. To control the cat, the user will use your arrow keys. So back in Events, we can say when left arrow is pressed, and we'll also drag another when right arrow is pressed. Now, we're simply going to move. When the left arrow is pressed, we will use the Motion tab and drag out Move 10 steps. When the left arrow is pressed, we're going to do the opposite of that, minus 10 steps. Now to jump, we will use the up arrow to do our controlling. When the up arrow is pressed, now here's where some coding comes in. To do this, we're going to say repeat 10 times change y by 10. Now, let's go over this script. The first thing that we're doing is when the up arrow is pressed. So what happens is, when the up arrow is pressed, this is going to run when you literally press the up arrow on your keyboard. Now, this repeat 10 times is a little different. Whatever is inside of this block will repeat 10 times. In this case, I change y and x. So, this will repeat 10 times over and over and over again when the up arrow is pressed. So now, when the up arrow is pressed, it will change y by 10. We have two problems. Problem number 1, that's a little too high, so we'll change the y by 5, which won't make it go up too far. Now if we go here, it won't go up that far. We have one other problem. The cat is just jumping, it's almost flying. Now we have to do the opposite. One cool trick is, if you notice right over here, we have the repeat block. Now take a look what happens if you right-click that repeat block. We can duplicate it. So I'm going to duplicate it and drag it right under. Now we can change y by -5. Now when the up arrow key is pressed, it's like a real jump. Although we have one more problem. Let's say our cat is here. We move him, jumps up. How is he ever going to manage to reach this? Well, we can make this maybe 7 minus 7. So now, he does it, but he's not stopping on the black platform. So, to do this, we're going to have a little more complicated things. First, in this repeat, we're going to say, this is only going to happen if we are not touching the color black. So now, everything inside of this if statement will not happen unless the cat is touching black. Let me show you what I mean. If I press the up arrow key, he will go up and go back down. But if the cat touches this, he won't. Let me restart. If we jump, it goes like that. Now let's move over here. Obviously we don't have any gravity, but you see the point. Now we have one more problem. 2 actually. Problem number 1, the cat floats. Problem number 2, if we jump up here, he just goes back to the spot. Let's analyze why this happens. You'll notice that over here, what is happening? We are only going to focus on what is happening in this. Now, you can see, when up arrow is pressed, first we're going to move up. So far, that is working. So this is a check. Now, the next part of our script. If not touching color black, then repeat 10 times. Now this is where our issue is happening. Right after the cat is finished going up, that is shown in this script over here, then it scans. Now, what is happening is when the cat is jumping up into the air, and then it scans if it's touching color black, it's not. It's not touching anything. It's just in the air. It's touching white. So that's not happening. So we need to input something else. Change y by -7 is not going to cut it. We have to say here. We have to have repeat until touching color black. Change y by -7. Now, this will just keep on repeating until the cat is touching something. But now, look what happens. It keeps on trying to go down. We have to add an OR. The OR block is located in operators. The operators have all the green blocks. Now, if we go down, you'll notice that operators have addition, random numbers, equals, but here is what we're looking for. OR. We can drag an OR in. Now we can say repeat until touching color black, or, back into our sensing, touching the edge. Now if we try again, the cat will jump up, keep on going down until the cat touches the edge, or touches this black. Now, it's just like a platforming. Now we fixed one problem, but there's still one more. The cat floats. We have to add something else to fix this. Our answer is a broadcast. We are going to broadcast. Our broadcast will be called check. To do this broadcast, we also have to have a receive that goes along with it. To do this, we also have to have when I receive. Here's how we do it. When I receive check, check will keep on repeating until the up arrow key is pressed. So now, this will keep on happening until the up arrow key is pressed. We can think of this as a simple loop. So, we have up arrow key and check. First, up arrow key will run when we press the up arrow key. Then, it will broadcast check. Now check will keep on happening until the up arrow key is pressed. And when the up arrow key is pressed, it will run all over again, and then it will broadcast check again, and then the process will happen all over again. Now, we can say repeat until the up arrow key is pressed. So, when the up arrow while the up arrow key is not being pressed, it's going to repeat until the up arrow key is pressed. We're going to do some checkings. We're going to say if we are not, now or, and you'll see why we do this. If we are not touching, let's make this edge. So if we are not touching edge, or touching color black, then we're going to change our Y position. We're going to change our Y position by -7. So now it will go down. Let's see if this works. So now you'll notice it's not working. That's because this here was before white. Now I changed it to color black. For the most part, our program is now working. Let's try it. We can use our arrow keys to control the cat. Now, we go up, and the cat goes and will stop right over there. Now, we can go up and move our cat over to this. Now, what happens if we happen to fall? Well, let's try it on the next one. The reason that our cat wasn't going was because the cat was still touching a color black. So you can think of it like the cat is clinging on. For example, here, the cat is clinging on to the platform. We can change this later, but for now, it's only a beta. Now we fall, or we could fall all the way down there, just to jump back up. We are going to do something very clever to fix this problem of the cat clinging on. We're going to go to the costume section, which is located right over here, under costumes. Now that we are in our costume section, we're going to do something what I called before, very clever. We're going to zoom in all the way and scroll down to the cat's feet. On the cat's feet, we're going to do something very, very, very small and tiny, practically unnoticeable. You'll notice that down here, I made the lines width as small as it could go, and I'm going to select a very insuspicious color, gray. It's very close to black. Now, I'm going to go over here and draw. We're going to cut the cat's feet off, right like that. Now, that color was big because we unselected it. Let's make it small again. We're going to cut the cat's feet off right over there. And there. Now, you'll notice our line is a little big, but there's hardly anything we can do about this. So now, all we have to do is simply keep on tracing our way. We just have to go very small. And that was a mistake. Just go like that. And I'm not quite sure why it's doing that. Let's try again. What we're doing essentially is tracing a little small gray line on the bottom of the cat's feet. The reason why people will notice that is because I've shrunk the cat so much. If you blow the cat up again, you'll notice that yes, his feet does look a little different, but I've shrunk down the cat, so people don't notice that. Now if I scroll over, I can do this to the other foot. Select my color and start tracing. You'll see soon why I'm tracing and doing all of this. Now, we can go over this, and our cat's foot is all good, and you don't even notice. Now, instead of saying, repeat until up arrow key is pressed, if not touching edge or touching color black, we're going to remove this. You'll notice as soon as we do this, the cat falls, but we're going to replace this with this. Instead of if touching color black, we have to zoom our cat back in for this. We're going to say, you guess, if color gray is touching color black. Now this is basically saying, if this color gray, in this case the cat's foot, is touching color black, then the cat will fall. So now the cat won't be able to cling on. So let's start. One quick problem. We have to jump first to get the system activated. So now we're falling. There. Now we have one problem. We have to say repeat until touching color black, but remember we removed the black. So now the cat is touching the color black, but now the check is making the cat fall again. You'll notice that sometimes it's working, but our cat's feet are a little too small. So we are going to have to do a debugger. First, we are going to broadcast check in the beginning. That way, the cat is always checking. This won't do anything to solve our direct problem, but you'll notice that the cat is going down here. Now, we can make the cat go up, but the cat still falls. Maybe if we make our cat a little bigger, we'll be able to see what is going on in much more detail. So now our cat is being blown up a lot. You'll notice that our cat, well, is falling, but then is sticking on. Now, why is our cat sticking on? This is interesting. Let's go into our costume. I'm thinking that we should change our color a little. Instead of gray, make it bright red. You'll notice this in this case, but when our cat is shrunken, it will be barely noticeable. Let's try this. You'll notice it's working now. I think the problem was the color was too vague and the program was not really detecting it. So now, if we go here and we fall, we're touching the edge, but we fall. Now, we have one last problem. We can climb walls. Now, why is this? Because we're touching the edge, and if you see here, touching edge, touching edge. We're going to create a sprite to prevent this. To do this, our sprite will just be down here. To make it so people don't see the sprite, we're going to say, when green flag clicked, go to 0, 0, which is the middle. Now you'll see our little sprite will be at the bottom. But then we're going to say, set ghost effect to 100. This will make it so the sprite will seem invisible. but will actually be there. Now, instead of repeat until touching color, black, or touching edge, we'll say sprite 2, sprite 2. So now it will keep on going until it touches the bottom. And now our cat can jump. And jump. So now our program finally works. We might want to trace our cat's feet a little more because we're noticing the cat seems to be falling a little. This is very simple. Just add a little to the cat's feet. Maybe we could go all the way around. Try and prevent that. Go like that. And that. Now we could go up a little there. Connect that. Try and go piece by piece. And for some reason, Scratch is liking to connect this. I'm not quite sure why. There we go. And we can go up a little there. Now we officially have our platforming game. Yes, this was a very long tutorial, and this might have taken up a lot of your time, but now we have a very simple way of doing this. Now, there are other methods, but are more complicated and would use forever loops and if-else statements. And also, the sprite might look a little jittery. Very quickly, I could show you a quick example of what that might be, without you having to watch me make it. Here we are. All ready. Now if we start the program, you'll see that our kind old sprite, the one that I made, it is a very simple algorithm, but look how jittery it is. Now, if we go up, yes, we go up. And we can go up here. But look how the cat is going like crazy. Now ours is very nice, if we can manage to jump up. The problem with ours is I might want to make it jump a little higher in the future, because we're having some minor difficulties moving up. But you can see that look how much this one is moving up and down, up and down, up and down. And when we place ours, it's just nicely settled in. Now this might astound you, but look at our algorithm. A little complicated, yes, but very nice. Now look at theirs. Yes, I agree. It is much more simple, but look how crazily the guy is bouncing around. You might say, why make it so you change it by less? Then you'll notice the jittering is less, but yes, at the same time, then this slows down the fall, and if you have like a little ramp, it will definitely speed it up. Sorry, slow it down. So thank you for watching our very long tutorial video. I hope you have fun making platforming games of your own. And basically, if you want to, you could just make some platforming games of your own and have lots of fun with this, because making platforming games is lots of fun in Scratch. If you want a fun demo, you can go in the search bar, search for Z Seagull Jelly Stickman. This is a fun platforming game that I made myself that might be fun for you to play. I'm not going to give anything away for you, but here it is. You can choose between a Jello or a man and then play it yourself. Trust me, it's lots of fun. This one is a lot more complicated, but the one that I showed you was the basic idea of everything. Once again, thanks for watching my tutorial videos, and I hope they prove to teach you well. Bye.